Vamanusandhata Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad-geshini. Om Swamiji.
Om, welcome. We are in the 17th chapter, 12th verse. How the Shraddha has to be in the entire chapter is talking about Shraddha. After almost completing all the Upadesha, Bhagavan is telling, like is told, no, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. We have the Shraddha in the teaching and the teacher. Because it is an external pramana. Pramana means generally we are connected pramanas only. We naturally have Shraddha, eyes, ears, and tongue, taste, skin, touch, and all that. And also extended pramanas like on the basis of the sensory perceptions, whatever inference, anumana, all those things, artha-buddhi and all that. We have the Shraddha, automatic, because of our life. Whereas this pramana is talking about the one who is handling these known pramanas, but at the same time not available for these known pramanas. Meaning, in the sense, those pramanas cannot help him to know the fellow who is handling the pramana. So you need an external pramana. And so once you say external pramana, you need a lot of Shraddha. Without that Shraddha, yes, the teacher and the teaching is going to bless me to know about myself, about higher understanding of life, with which I am dealing with the world. So all those things that the stakes are very high. In the sense, what you are supposed to know also is very high. Without knowing that, all other pramanas may not help. At the same time, the pramana itself is coming from a teacher in the outside. So there again you need Shraddha. So both ways you need a lot of Shraddha. So that Shraddha is emphasized in the whole chapter. The whole 17th chapter talks about Shraddha. Listen, what type of Shraddha you have, depending on that, you will have the teaching will bless you. So it keeps on enumerating the whole thing so that you understand where your Shraddha lies, where you stand in your approach towards Shastra, in approaching your understanding of life, how much you are honest with yourself. This is purely for self-judgment, so that you can improve upon it, you can be without condemning yourself, without condemning the others or the circumstances, or without having any opinion about the teacher or the teaching. That is why that we have that prayer, no? Sahana vavatu, sahana punaktu, sahaviryam karavavahaihi, tejasvinati tamastu maavit vishabahaihi, means let me not have any ashraddha towards the teacher, let me not have any dispute with the teacher. Just imagine, having come all the way with a very lot of hope with the teacher, some people can develop some animosity towards the teacher. That can also happen. That is why the Shastra itself was told. That too when? In the Upanishad time. Today you don't have to ask. 2000 years back also people had that dispute with the teacher and all that. So that is why Shraddha is very important. Unless you have that Shraddha in the teaching and the teacher, it is difficult to progress in this. That is why the whole chapter is talking about that. Now the Shraddha, like every other guna, Shraddha also has got Satvika, Rajasika and Tamasa Shraddha. So now we are in the Rajasa Shraddha. We are talking about. So the verse 12 talks about that. After you can go through the whole thing. I think you must have gone through the teachings also, like the last lectures and all that. It's a continuation of that. Yeah.
Swamiji, but just asking colloquially, suppose someone is teaching and we are not able to follow them, you are telling me not to judge them or give an opinion?
No, see, them. Not to judge them as you must give the benefit of doubt. You must try your best. And also, it also does not mean that you blindly follow. Because this is teaching. Teaching means learning. And from your side, learning. From the other side, teaching. The onus is almost on the teacher as much as on you. You have Shraddha. And as far as he is concerned, the teacher is the teaching. So, teachers personify teaching. Teaching academics. It is not like a science teacher may not have all the values. A physics teacher, chemistry teacher and all. Well, in this case, the teacher is the teaching means. Teaching is what? You are Brahman. You are Atma, you are Brahman. So, the teacher must be able to be an embodiment of that. So, the onus is on the teacher, because that is why it says, not only Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, that is for you, Acharyavan Purushaha, that is for the teacher. Upanishad statement. Acharyavan Purushaha means what? A person who has got an Acharya teacher he made it. So it doesn't even talk about the qualification of the student. Acharyavan Purushaha says a person who is, that means Acharya also must have totally committed and he must be able to personify the teaching. Like it is a vision transfer. You must be able to see the vision in the living of the teacher. Then only it will percolate, because it's a transfer of vision. It is not academic knowledge, it's not words and meanings. It is how the vision transfers. Like as I have told before also, they're like, what is it? Buddhim cha Sarathim Vidhi. That fourth chapter, it comes Buddhim cha, and the imagery of the chariot and Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna is the Sarathi. Finally, your Buddhi should become the Sarathi. Arjuna is there behind, Krishna is the Sarathi. Your Buddhi should become Krishna. Your Buddhi has to become Krishna means what? The teacher must be also Krishna. Then only it will come to you. So, totally unfiltered. That is why Swamiji always used to say, a translucent conduit to Ishvara. In the sense, that's what normally we say. See, that's all. It's all not empty words. In this particular knowledge, not about other knowledge. Other knowledge you may have your blemishes, but in this particular knowledge, you must be able to embodify the whole teaching. So, both ways it is there, definitely, the teacher. But as of now, what we are talking about, the Shraddha of the student that is being talked about by Krishna. This is what we are now in that process.
Swamiji, the students also should not put too much mind into
Your voice is
while
breaking.
learning Shastra.
Your voice is breaking.
Breaking?
Yeah, tell me.
No, the student also, while learning, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay.
While learning, student also learning Shastras. Student should not put too much mind into the present day context, comparing all those things and all. And
Yeah, correct.
he should.
The whole thing is, you must, what they say, it is, this knowledge is Pramana Tantram and Vastu Tantram. It is not Purusha Tantram. That is why it's called Apaurushaya. So, what I have told earlier, the Purusha Tantram is useful for all worldly Vyavahara. That Purusha Tantram will not be helpful in this particular thing, except your Buddhi has to be surrendered to the, should be available for questioning. You can question, you can learn and all that. But you should not bring any Loka Vyavahara like other things, like your plus minus Sukha Dukkam and all that. You must be temporarily able, that is why that Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna we have been talking about. In the sense, you must be able to relatively keep yourself off your Sukha Dukkha, Raga Dvesha and all. And suspend it for the time being. Maybe still there in your life till the time the teaching fructifies into understanding. Till the time you understand that you are Brahman, you are going to have those problems that are afflicting you in your Laukika, Vedika and all. Problems will be there. But you have to keep them aside while you are learning this. So for keeping it aside also, you need a certain qualification. In the sense, certain internal composure, Chitta Prasannata is required, Apramatta is required, Alasyam should not be there. For all that, you need some basic qualifications. Like that is why Karma Yoga. That is why the Chadana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikaritvam. So all those things relatively should be there. By any value you take and you grow on it, automatically this will come. And if your Shraddha is there in the teaching, the Shraddha in the teaching itself will bring in those qualifications. You will not bring in all the other arguments into this. So just suspend for the timing and expose. As you get exposed, as you really see the meaning of this whole thing, as you understand that there is some reality in the whole thing, then automatically that will not interfere. The other things will not interfere. And as you grow in it, you will the qualification which I have been talking about, Karma Yoga, will slowly get established. Jnana, Sankhya will help in Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga will help in Sankhya. There is a uniqueness of Krishna's teaching in the sense, in Bhagavad Gita alone, both Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are both given equal importance. So that one helps the other, one is complementary to the other. Once you get a qualified, that is, which I have been telling, like, unless you are relatively tranquil, absolute tranquility is your nature, அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு நாலேஜ்ல உங்களுக்கு ஸ்ரத்தா இருக்காது. எப்படி my mind is always restless. Krishna, Arjuna himself tells, Chanchalam ki manaha. நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம் முன்னாடி. Chanchalam ki, Bhagwan says, Chanchalam ki manaha இல்ல, சஞ்சலத்துக்கு பேர் தான் மனஹா. Manasu அப்படினா சச்சலம் தான். It is meant to be like that. That is why you are able to see. You as well as I am able to see Kumar, I am able to see Mami, I am able to see the Prashant. Why? Because my mind is able to move quickly without losing anything. That is why that is called chalam. The chalam is a quality of the mind which is required. Then you cannot say my mind is moving all the time. Hey, mind is supposed to move. But thing is that mind moving is okay. Mind should not move you. Mind should not decide what you should study and what you should enjoy. So mind is an instrument. And you must have the space within you. Space that they are all instruments. I am the person. So I am the person, not a totally mind-boggled person. Not mind-boggled person, not sensory perception person. They are all only instruments. There should be some value for a person who is handling all these things. You must have already discovered a value for a being, a person who is handling all these instruments like mind, body, senses and all that. Most people, 99.9% of the people think mind, body and senses are me. They don't know a me other than mind, body, senses. So first we have to get out of that. That is a big obstacle. You must be able to have a value for a person who is handling all these instruments. They are only instruments. So then for you to have a value, there should be some preliminary knowledge. Apatata jnanam. That's what the entire Bhagavad Gita introduction onwards Swamiji used to talk about. You must know fundamentally what you are. What is you are really looking for in life. That will decide what you are. If you are looking for something which is not available through body, mind and senses and still you want it, means what? Either you will never be able to make it or there is something in it which you don't know. And we don't say that we won't be able to make it because Shastra says you will make it. That means there is a person which is other than body, mind, senses, with which whatever you can achieve is not the real I. Then what is the real I? That inquisitive mind has to be there. And then Shastra immediately says, you are the Atman. Then you must have a Shraddha. That is where the Shraddha begins. Yes, I am going to discover a being, a person in me, which is handling all these instruments. And it does not have the limitation of all these instruments. What are the limitations? All the limitations in our life are the limitations of body, mind, senses. Whether it is big or small, whether it is vibhuti or disenchantment, whatever it is, plus minus, both belongs to the body, mind, senses. That's all we know. Whereas now here I am talking about a person who is not other than body, mind, and senses, and he is seeking fulfillment. Then the fulfillment should either be available as you are, or you must be able to see, must be able to understand as you are, how are you are fulfilled. Shastra says, as you are fulfilled, but you don't know it, you have to learn it. And for learning, body, mind, senses will not help. You must be able to keep them. They are only instruments. Okay, you can use the body, mind, senses to take the book, operate a computer and all that. But beyond that, they don't have a value. They are just there as instruments to make you come to the class, make you come listen. Some gadgets you must be able to use. Those things which you have learned through other vivahara, you bring in here. Those talents you bring in here for your study here. But rest of that, all the opposites, sukam, dukkam, kashtam, nashtam, all those things, you must keep it away for the time, you suspend. That is why we said, apohanam is a value. Apohanam is suspending all your troubles or fancies for the time being, till the time you study. Once you get to that, that is where the Shraddha begins. And more you go through that, you feel that there is something enriching. I as a person is here and now, there's a possibility of being fulfilled without going through the fulfillment which I have been doing through all my ages, all my janmas in the Vyavahara. So then there is again further interest. The Chitta Prasannata increases. Then you learn further. And you also, since you have got the Shraddha, you implement that in your physical life also. You don't cut down certain activities, cut down your interests. Slowly you feel more and more aligned with the reality. Then at that time, Bhagavan comes and says, what is the value of the Shraddha? He has already finished in the 15th chapter. You are Purnam, here and now. He is already told. And now, he is only saying that how to reinforce. Because Shraddha is very important. He says, this Shraddha alone has brought you here. You have to reinforce it. And where are all your blemishes are there? It is broken down into Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. But all there is this Tamasika Shraddha, cut it out. if there are some Rajasika Shraddha, cut it out. Retain your Sattva Buddhi. That is why mind itself is called Sattva. Mind is supposed to be Sattva, but it has become Malina Sattva. With impurities, all these Janmas, what we have done is, we have acquired Malinam, impurity. The originally Sattva was mind. But because of all the impurities, now you have to remove the impurities and go back to your natural state. And the natural state is Sattva mind, and that will easily appreciate that you are here and now Purnam. That is what we are going to get to. And that for that, the Shraddha, we are trying to elevate ourselves to Sattvika Shraddha. We have seen Sattvika Shraddha, now Rajasika Shraddha, and then Tamasic. What we have to avoid. So, while discussing the gunas, what Bhagavan does is, what you have, that also is mentioned. What you should not have, that also. Both Ninda and Stuti, both are simultaneously mentioned. So that you understand the value of it. What is to be avoided also is clearly told. What you must have also is clearly told. That is the way in which the teaching goes. Yeah. Now Rajasika ritual.
Verse 12. Rajasa ritual, verse 12. Abhisandayatu palam damba
Dambartamapi chaivayat.
Dambartamapi chaivayat ichyate bharatasreshta tam yajñam viddhi rajasam. Bharatasreshta, O the greatest among the descendants of Bharata, Arjuna. Phalam abhisandaya, keeping a result in view. Dambartam apicha, and also to proclaim one's own religiosity, where alone, yet ajyate, the ritual which is performed, tam yajnam, that ritual, rajasam viddhi, may you know as Rajasika. On the other hand, may you know that ritual which is performed, keeping a result in view, and also just to proclaim one's own religiosity is Rajasika. Arjuna, the greatest among the descendants of Bharata.
See, in a superficial way, if you look at this statement, does not show anything negative. A person does the ritual, he has got the result in view, and he has got pride in that he is following the religion and doing the ritual. But even that, with reference to this knowledge, is called Rajasika Shraddha. Because why? The result in view means, you must remember, Karmanyeva adhikarahate ma paleshu kadachana. You will get distracted by if you have the palam in view, you will get distracted. That is one thing. Second thing is, the type of Shraddha is talking about, you are praptasya praptihi. It is not either heya or upadaya, meaning it is not going to be produced, it is not going to remove anything from you. You are going to understand you as you are, praptasya praptihi. In that type of knowledge, you cannot have any result in view. That is why I said, palam should not be the thing, prayojanam. Prayojanam meaning, as you do it, you must do it with full Shraddha, complete. That Shraddha is called Sattvika Shraddha. If you have palam in view, it is Rajasika Shraddha. If you are looking for some pride or some achievement orientation, that is again Rajasika Shraddha. But by any normal parlance in any other activity, this will pass. But not in this particular understanding. That is what he is trying to say. Yes.
Swamiji, some people say, I paid 1 lakh and had darshan today in Tirumala.
Yeah, that's all. That's why that is all Rajasika Shraddha, straight away. It's all very clear. You may not have any, you have an interest in Bhagavan, you got a worship, you got a Ishvara Pranidhanam, but still going for a special darshan, going out telling, no, I had a special darshan, I could do it because I had good contacts. And all are again Rajasika. Those things are all that sort of a worship. Even that worship is called Rajasika worship. And with reference to this understanding, this Shraddha, it doesn't come
Free side.
அவருக்கு தெரியாது இல்ல
and use it for our own where we stand.
Swamiji, you froze for 2 minutes. Your face was frozen for 2 minutes. Can you repeat your thing again?
Yeah, the Shraddha part of it, in this, see, even in worship, the prayer part of it also will come. Bhakti also, Rajasika Bhakti, Sattvika Bhakti and Tamasika Bhakti is there. now trying to be competitive, that I had 2 darshans, you had 3 darshans, I was able to do with some extra contact, I was able to go near Swami 100 feet, you are at 100 feet, I was in 50 feet, and those are all very Rajasika bhakti. And that sort of a thing is not in the sense, Ananya bhakti. The idea is, when you are one with Bhagavan, you must be Ananya, you must be there, whether you are at 1,000 feet away or 100 feet away. That Shraddha is called Satvika Shraddha. That comes by understanding what is Ishvara, what is me, what is the reality, what is the relationship, all those things. Those things only will bring in the Satvika Shraddha. That will come only with understanding. That will come only with study under a teacher who can transfer the vision. So that is what we are talking about. That is with reference to that only the Satvika Shraddha is being talked about, Rajasika Shraddha is talked about. So there is no comparison of our regular worship, regular puja, prayers and all that, whatever we are doing, it's fine. Not to, without doing anything, you are doing at least this much. So no Vaidika, no Shastrakara will discount you for that. But at the same time, when you come to the class, they will tell, this will not work. You will have to improve your Shraddha. But they will not tell you outside. Going in the temple and telling, no, this is not correct, this is not correct. Because that is not, for anything and everything, there is a time and place. But when you come to this particular understanding, you have to understand what is Satvika Shraddha, what is Rajasika Shraddha. That is what it very clearly says. If you are going to proclaim your religiosity by going to a temple and all, that is called Rajasika Shraddha. It doesn't help you in maintaining that composed mind for this study, for understanding the reality of what Bhagavan is talking about, that you are Brahman. That teaching can really sink in only when you have Satvika Shraddha, not with Rajasika Shraddha. That all will help. Okay, everyone has to grow from Tamasika to Rajasika without Undume Pranama Koilu Petu is okay. But that is not the ultimate. That is only the beginning. So those things, so that is where we have to use it, not to judge others, but judge ourselves, where we are standing in our approach to the whole thing. So for that purpose, it is all told. That is how we have to look at it. Where we stand, that is what we have to look at.
So Swamiji, if we have darshan, then when we, suppose we have good darshan of the deity, and after that you feel very satisfied. And after you come out and share it with others.
Yeah. The sense, the whole thing is, at the time of your darshan and all that, you are the reality is brought to fore. In the sense, Ananya Bhakti. At that time, sometimes எல்லாம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு பகவான் பக்கத்துல போனதுக்கு அப்புறமும் ஆரத்தி காமிக்கும்போது கண்ண முடிப்போம். Why? Because we want to retain it within you. The idea is the Ananya Bhakti, not the Bhakti which is of the deity outside. Even though you are seeing the deity, you have seen it, you want to keep it within you. The idea is Ananya Bhakti. You want, like Swamiji always jocularly say, however much gulab jamun is outside, it doesn't help. It has to be inside. Same way, Bhagavan also is like that. That is how you are looking at Bhagavan. Initially, it's fine. You are trying to retain Bhagavan inside. That is Ananya Bhakti. There is a reality in it. Eventually, you have to grow into a Sattvika person that wherever you are able to be with Bhagavan.
Yes.
That is only a stepping stone. From not going to temple is better. And going to temple and participating in the puja is still better. And you are able to chant and you are able to understand the significance of the chant, still better. Finally, what is important is the Ananya Bhakti as understanding. Whether you are going to temple, doing the puja rituals and understanding helps you to understand that you and Bhagavan are one and the same. The reality is one and the same. That comes with the worship should promote you to understand through the Shastra, teaching, Guru. You must give you a Guru who is able to transfer the vision, with whom you are able to sit and study. You are able to have a calm mind where you are able to study regularly and understand. So all these are progressively, it takes you to Sattvika Shraddha. So this, right now what he says Rajasika Shraddha is not totally discounted, but he was only pointing out where you stand in your Shraddha. So religiosity, proclaiming one's own religiosity, and how much ritual I performed, how much dakshina I gave, all those things we should avoid. What we are trying to do, we are trying to gain a certain equanimity, certain Shraddha in the oneness of the reality of between you and Bhagavan. That is why we have started the worship. Even that understanding initially, something should be there. Then only you will progress in the right direction. Otherwise, it will happen like this only. I saw Arati, I saw Abhishekam, I did so much more. How many the times I have visited, the way Desam I have sent twice, I have done. You have done how much? So all those are Laukika discussions. It's called Laukika Vaidika. There is no really, what do you call it? There is no bhavana involved in that. So the bhavana has to be, Shraddha has to be totally, Ananyatvam should be the bhavana. That is the only thing that can bless you in worship. Very important. That only, and also it will help you. Once you have that Ananyatvam, it will also help you that in your Vyavahara also will not have Bhayam, which I have told before also. Udaram antaram kurte atatasya Bhayam bhavati. Anytime you feel alienated from Bhagavan, you will feel fear only. That anytime your consciousness is inhibited, you will have fear only. So those are, we are removing the inhibitions, Ananyatvam, by worship. That should be our objective for worship. Not for getting this, proclaiming that I have gone to so many temples and all. That's all quietly, you must do it quietly. It's all purely for individual growth.
Swamiji.
Swamiji. Some people, they come and tell us that the Ambal ரொம்ப அழகா இருந்தா அவ்வளோ
அம்பாவோட படம் எப்படி இருந்தது, அம்பாவோட குஞ்சலம் எப்படி இருந்தது,
அதுதான் கேட்டேன். அந்த மாதிரி
we should, okay, we don't have to tell them, but we must understand. We must get to people who are in the same line of thinking or same like-minded people. You can discuss, avoid all these things.
Yes.
Just to do, yeah.
Swamiji,
actually, voice clear and not breaking, no? Swamiji, actually going to temples is a routine in Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Kerala, Karnataka and all over India. Go to any temple, always crowded. Any temple, any day. Morning, evening, everywhere. What Anjaneyar temple is in Ranganallur, always crowded. Some 100 people will be there inside. And people are, as you said, as Mami said, they say how so beautiful is the Alankaram. This Balaji, Venkatajalapati, is famous for Alankaram, all Aparadams and all. And Sabarimala Ayyappan also, a lot of ornaments are there. So people like it, enjoying it. And they going to temple is habit for them. Many of them, most of them in Tamil Nadu, you can say, even 90% I can say. Whether Brahmins, non-Brahmins, believer, I don't know non-believer, they believe everybody. And my wife, every day she goes to temple, though the temple is some 20 minutes far away. She goes there by walking, coming by auto rickshaw somewhere. She is a regular habit. And morning also she does puja 2 hours. All pujas, Saligramam, everything what I am supposed to do, she is doing. And she knows by heart. Vishnu Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranam. Every day she tells by heart, without break. She has been doing for the past 10 years. And she is fond of going to Kovil, temples. Go here, all the temples, this Divyadesham and all, she is regularly visiting. And as I said, seeing the beauty of a temple, and say, suppose some people are there in one place, she will go around the temple and see all again and again. Not the sculptures and all, but inside the Garbhagraham, she will see the temple, and she is very much involved in seeing the temple, seeing the deity inside the temple. So many times I told her, see, you are reciting so many things, you are so much in bhakti, but at least Bhagavad Gita every day she recites, every day, by seeing, evening. This she has been doing for the past 4-5 years, I think. And moreover, Narayanam also making regular habit. I told her several times, I corrected her also. This is the right way of pronunciation and all. She never listens, she never bothers to correct it also, correct her pronunciation. She continues with that. And I told her many times, she just understand the meaning. She knows, I am reading so much, I am attending your classes, others have. She knows that I am somewhat good in those things. But she never bothers to ask me what is the meaning, what is the meaning, what is this. And I don't want to tell her all the meanings and all without her interest. But I used to tell her, you understand the meaning so that it will be very useful. But she is not interested. So this type of bhakti is a different type of bhakti. And Kannappa and other people they are far. Kannappa is even the low grade. somewhat first grade and something. So they are favored by Vishnu, Shiva. And the many things are there, all var, 9 bars and all. They are very much in the basic level. They did bhakti and they are called 9 bars. So why this Shastra? What my question is, should we leave those people as such? Or
Yes,
it's also good.
Shastra itself.
One way of attaining moksha, bhakti.
Also,
I can say like that, and just don't bother about too much about telling others, and let them follow their own. It's what I am asking.
in between also in the 6th chapter, 7th chapter, 8th chapter, Bhagavan himself has told, yo, everyone, mama vartmana evam aham, everyone is in the queue, which we have discussed also. Everyone is in the queue, everyone has their own path to this, coming to this understanding. So, don't disturb buddhi bedam na janayet. That's also we have discussed. The sense, Shastra says, don't disturb the buddhi of others. This particular understanding is for the person who is interested, the like-minded, who is interested in the satsang, who is able to relate to the acharya and to the text and the shastra. And once you have the interest, that is why that apatata jnanam, once you have the interest, then it tells this is how you have to go about, then you go about. So the yoga part of it and the jnana part of it simultaneously grows on you. So till the time people take that step, the first step of looking for a Purusha other than the body, mind, senses, and other than the whatever we are doing, the worship and all that, as a pratima or whatever it is, temple worship and all that, as long as people are looking at it as part of the activity and all that, you cannot really improve them, you cannot impress upon them. So they have to get the initial interest, apatata jnanam of the fund, recognizing whatever we have been doing with our body, mind, senses, puja, punaskaram and all that, will help me to be satisfied temporarily only, like our all other achievements in office and money and all that. Even this will give only temporary relief every day. If you don't go one day for temple, you will feel guilty. That means what? Even this is purely transactional. So what is what me to get a permanent ananya bhakti with Bhagavan? What I should do, which I with my mind, senses and instruments and all my capabilities, I am able to get kabhi. Then every day when I go, it's okay, I am happy. Otherwise, I am not able to go one day, I am not happy. That means what? That is part of the vivahara. It is not the ultimate fulfillment. Then where is the ultimate fulfillment? The question has to come. Then the question has to say that initially it should be able to say you are only you are the being, the fundamental basic person is handling all these instruments of body, mind, senses. With that you have been doing puja, punaskaram as well as all your office activities, etc., etc. So that person you have to identify, I must know, and that person whether he can be fulfilled. Because and if the Shastra says I am already a fulfilled person, I should know. For that I must be able to spend time with the Shastra. For that I need, Shastra itself says you need a balanced mind. You must have a space in your mind. Space in the means what? You must be able to keep all your Laukika, Vaidika activities. You must be able to keep it in low key. So you must be able to have a relative tranquility. All those things, whatever qualification we have discussed in the 12th chapter, 13th chapter, earlier also 6th, 7th, 8th chapter. The whole thing, the 12th chapters understanding, 15th chapters understanding should be there. You must go through that. For that you need a calm mind, a tranquil mind. For that, you must be able to cut down your activities. You must have a Shraddha in that. And the Shraddha is getting reinforced here. So the whole thing is a life journey. You cannot really, you cannot, from what you said, you cannot impose upon your wife unless she has the basic interest as to what she wants to know. That is why that, which I have discussed also before. Pariksha lokan karma chitan nirvedamaya brahmana. The Mundaka Upanishad statement is very, very, you must be able to examine what you have gone through in life. And pariksha lokan, examine. After examining, you must be able to say, it has not worked. Karma, I am not getting that self-fulfillment to the which I am seeking in all my worship and all that. I am also going all the years, so many years I have been doing. But I find that something every day I have to, unless I go, it has become one more activity, routine activity for me. If I don't go, I feel guilty. So that means what? What do you call it? It is an activity fulfillment. It is not giving me a fulfillment which is lasting. When we go to Bhagavan, what we are thinking? all our worldly activities does not give me fulfillment. That is why Bhagavan is the ultimate. When I go to Bhagavan, we'll get ultimate fulfillment. That is our approach. But it doesn't, it has become another activity. That means what? We are not doing it properly. Because Bhagavan is not going to come, because this Bhagavan is what you have conceptualized. That is the Bhagavan you are working or worshipping. It is not the concept or perception that is going to work. Your only understanding will work. And where I have to understand what is Ishvara, what is I, what is this world. That understanding, where is it available? It is not available in the Murti or in the Puja. Maybe it is available for the Shastrigal and all that, but they won't tell you because they want you to come every day and Puja and give Dakshina. So it has become another activity for them also, unfortunately. So unless this is, so the Shraddha has to come, it has to be, because the Puja, whatever the people have done, your wife has done and all that, that should bless him, bless her to go to this examination. Like Pariksha Lokan, Karmachikan, someday she must be able to open her eyes and see what it is all about. The question has to come. And then Bhagavan will show the way. Some sort of a guru will come, a book is already there, everything is there. She has only shifted the attention from going to the guru. He must be able to go to the satsang, or he must be able to sit with you and ask questions. What it is all about, what you understand, you tell me. Those things have to happen. So you have to pray for it. You can tell. To that extent, she is able to listen to you, you can tell. She is not able to listen to you, you cannot get frustrated or you cannot throw on her. It's also not correct. Just leave her alone and pray for her also. Buddhi Vedam Najanaye. Pray for her also. Let her also get the enlightenment. Let her also start inquiring about life. Apart from doing the worship, let the Bhagavan she worships, give her the inquiring mind. You can pray for her. That's what we should do. We should not get disturbed ourselves, we should not disturb them also. Buddhi Vedam Najanaye, Shastra itself was told, we have also discussed this. And yo mama, yarare eppadi in the worship பண்றாளோ அவளுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி பலம் கொடுப்பேன், which he has already told earlier, the 6th chapter or something. So if you go through all that, that is why there is no virodha. As far as this Shastra is concerned, nobody is excluded. There is no virodha. Everyone is accommodated. But in terms of understanding, there is no accommodation. Understanding reality is only one. You cannot say this is also okay, that is also okay. That understanding is purely you have to. Reality is only one. That there can be no compromise on that. So for that you have to study and understand. That is what it is.
Swamiji, actually,
Right, Swamiji. Thank you.
I'm only talking about my own life. I was also very devoted. I was fully devotional. நிறைய ஸ்லோகம் படிக்கிறது, எங்கான கோயிலுக்கு போகிற, டெய்லி கோயிலுக்கு போனோம், அந்த மாதிரிலாம் I was having all those things. Like you said, attending discourses, இந்த எல்லாம் நிறைய கேட்க ஆரம்பித்த போது அதில் வந்து கிருஷ்ண பிரேமியோ அவரோட கேட்கும்போது யூ சே துவைத்தத்துலேருந்து அத்வைத்தத்துக்கு போனோம், துவைத்தத்துலேருந்து அதாவது மீன்ஸ் பகவானை நீ ஆராதனை பண்ணும்போது டிவோட்டடாக பண்ணும்போது யூ ஆர் லுக்கிங் அட் இன் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் வே, நாட் த சேம். இல்லையா? அத்வைத்தத்துக்கு போனோம். அப்படி அது கேட்டு தான் it started, it struck me that what I am doing, I have to go further.
Correct. Yeah, that's true. That is how. It is purely an individual's journey.
Because it all comes from within and God leads us. Because நம்ம அந்த பக்தியோடு இருக்கிறதுனால God slowly he leads us. Yeah. But of course இப்போ ரொம்ப ஏஜ் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு. இப்போ
that is why the famous statement
ஒரு 10 வருஷம் முன்னாடியே இதெல்லாம் நமக்கு தெரியல.
That's okay. That you don't look back.
So probably his wife also, God will lead her one day to this path.
Yeah, definitely. If you go one step towards him, he will come 10 towards you. That is a fact of life. It will happen because this is you. In the sense, this doesn't take great intellectualism or something like academic achievement and all that. It is only your honesty of approach. That honesty of approach comes from a tranquil mind. The tranquil mind means you must be able to sit and inquire. You must be able to keep away all your other pursuits you have done with your body, mind, senses, with your intellect and all that, and get to the basic person. And what am I doing? That question itself will put you on the right path. Then you can take to text reading and Acharya and all that. That is why so many people got inspired by Ramana, because it is, he just was able to ask you to look at yourself. Okay, looking at yourself you may not know, but at least you will know what you should not be doing. That no point in doing external activities of puja and earning and religiosity and all that. You have to start inquiring and antarmukhi bhava. Shastra also say antarmukhi bhava. Then once you start turning inside, that is called Tirtha Yatra. The Tirtha Yatra, which I have told before also, where the river starts by sort of, because of the rocks and all that, it starts moving towards the source. That place is called Kshetram, Tirtham. Why? Because it is moving towards the source. In the same way, once your mind, your buddhi moves towards the source, that is antarmukhi bhava, you start inquiring into what is my reality, automatically things become more clear. Then all other things fall in place. So for that, the initial breakthrough, you need a teacher, you need even bhakti, to ask Bhagavan. That's why I always encourage, even here people, okay, you go and worship, but what you should ask for, everything is given. Okay, even in English we say, Bhagavan is, everything is given. Given means, given is separate from the giver. This part of it, perhaps you can discuss with your people, even your wife, maybe a good logical way to look at it. See, given is different from the giver. The receiver is different from the received. In a temple, what we do, whatever we have, Padam, Pale, Tangana, whatever it is, we have, Namma Shakti ki Miri, we are putting to the Bhagavan. Why? Because we want to show to Bhagavan that whatever is with me, whatever I received is your grace only. That we are saying. Okay, whatever I received, I have put it to you. And whatever your alankaram and all, what you do, you say, everything is Bhagavan has given, all his glories are on the Murti. So it means, Bhagavan has given everything. He is the bare being on the other side. I am the bare being on my side. Tanu manu sab kuch tera hai. I have given everything to you. Now the puja is over, alankaram, abhishekam, everything is over. I am on this side, the bare being. There, Bhagavan is there, the bare being. Arati, what it does, the Deepa signifies the oneness between you and Bhagavan. So this sort of a worship going to the temple also will help. So over a period of time, that Ananya Bhakti will have a value for. Then you will be able to ask the question. If everything, Ananya Bhakti means the bare being, எல்லாத்தையும் கொடுத்துட்டு வெறுமனே இருக்கிற நானும், எல்லாத்தையும் கொடுத்துட்டு வெறுமனே இருக்கிற பகவானும் ஒண்ணுன்னா, what is that வெறுமனே இருக்கிறது? What is that I? What is that Ishvara? And the question will come. Then you will be able to study. Their answers are available in the text, answers are available with the Guru, Acharya and all that. So that is where you can divert the thinking to inquiry. The same worship can be converted into inquiry. So that sort of a discussion may help. But also, it's not pushing, but you must be able to make that sort of a, which we generally do. So Swamiji himself says, invoke the Bhagavata in you. Bhagavata, Bhagavan relationship is only, devotee Ishvara relationship is constant. Whether it is a rich or poor, educated or uneducated, you are a devotee when you go into the temple. You are not going into the temple as father, mother or something like that. You don't go with a list. Go with only oneness with Bhagavan. Bhagavata and Bhagavan. Devotee Ishvara relationship. Purnama. That is what people, if you ask people, they want to see Arati. Why? Because they want to have that oneness with Bhagavan. But they don't know what it means. They only say, I want to see Arati. I have got Arati today. Then I am blessed. They will come back and boast also. I got the Arati today. Ellarum queue la wait pannda avalu kedaikala enna kaduthu. So that is again the basic, the significance they don't understand. They just, for them, one more activity ticked for the day. I got the Arati. So that is a problem. Problem is we are transactional, which I have told before also. Even with Bhagavan, we are doing transactions only. I like our office and all that. I have done so many work. I got so much promotion, so much salary. Bhagavan also I have seen so many times. So many artis I have seen. So much of prasadam I have got. So there is no difference between the two transactions. Bhagavan is not transactional. It is the reality. That first we have to understand that what is the reality. What is Ishvara? We have only conceived. Ishvara is all, almighty, all knowledge. And when you want Ananya Bhakti, when you want be one with him, you have to have that, no, that all knowledge means all knowledge are possible. When I am only small knowledge, how can I become all knowledge? Maybe I am all knowledge, small knowledge is only an attribute. Then only you can ask Bhagavan, I want to be one with you. Otherwise it will be non-starter. So that sort of an inquiry is important. Something will happen. You have to keep talking. You have to do the prayer and bless her also. Your prayers, let her start looking at it that way. And we should also live it that way. In the sense, our living the way in which we live the learning, they must feel encouraged. கோயிலுக்குலாம் இவ்வளவு போல, but he is happy. Then what should be the reason? You must be able to inspire her by your disposition, your way in which you are cheerful all the time. If you are also going to throw tantrums, she will say she is better off going to the temple. Very important. We have to live the learning. That is why, the last 6 chapters is living the learning. First 12 chapters were, first 6 chapters your reality. Next 6 chapters the world and Tat, Ishvara's reality. Last 6 chapters is how to live it. If the understanding of Tat and Tvam is okay, Asi Padam, last 6 chapters the equation is getting completed. How it gets completed? By your living the learning. You must be able to say time and again, he keeps telling, the Ishvara is nothing but you. That understanding should be in your psyche, and you must be able to live that learning. Then others around you don't have to even talk to them much. If you live the learning, people will get inspired by you. Then they will ask, then you can tell. Very important.
Actually, this Nara, these people who come to the class, Bhagavatam class, they'll all say, நிம்மதியாக இந்த 1 hour நல்லா நிம்மதியாக இருந்துட்டு போகிறோம், போனால் திருப்பி எல்லாம் பிடிச்சிக்கிறது.
In the sense, people understand. Holistically, they have an idea, they have an inkling, the idea of culture and heritage and worship and all that. There is an element of people know what it is all, but exactly they don't inquire beyond a point. They look at it as a ஒரு சாந்தமா இருக்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி, அவ்வளவுதான். 2 hours I am able to.
That's what.
Like even sleep, basically people go to sleep for why? Even a பணக்காரன் கூட ஸ்லீப் வந்தாச்சுன்னா கவுண்ட் நோட் என்ட்றது போட்டுட்டு படுத்துக்கு போயிடுவான். Even though you may be counting his millions, but still when he gets sleep, he puts it in the thing and goes to sleep, because sleep is got a natural oneness with Bhagavan. So likewise, your temple also becomes something like sleep. Like people go to meditation, go and sleep there in the meditation. So because you want to, in the sense, Swamiji always used to say that for you to be sad, you don't need anything else. You have to remember yourself. It's enough for you to be sad. You don't need any external factor. Because if you remember yourself, you will know what are all the areas where you lack, why you are not able to be satisfied and all that. So that is why we want to forget ourselves by going to the temple, like forgetting ourselves going to the sleep and all. That should not be the case. That should not be the case in terms of at least going to the temple. Going to the sleep is okay. Going to temple for forgetting yourself, that is okay. That is only a temporary relief. Every day, then you will have to, once you come back to home, you will be more frustrated than you were earlier.
So we should not think about ourselves, Swamiji. Swamiji, then we should not think of ourselves. Should we not think of ourselves? Like you said now, Swamiji used to say, never think of yourself. Because like you said, when we think of ourselves, we only think of our...
No, that is, I think for you to be sad, you have to only remember yourself. That's what he used to say.
Okay.
In the sense, why? Because we are basically a bundle of our raga and dvesha and angularities and all that. That is what we think we are. Because of that reason only, when we sit with ourselves, we feel sad. Because we are only a bundle. Once we move away from that, the raga and dvesha, the mind, as if the mind, body and all that, they are only instruments. You will not give importance to your raga unfulfilled or a dvesha not fulfilled. You will look at them as something, a caricature of the mind, that's all. If it happens, happens. If it doesn't happen. Slowly, automatically, what will happen? They will lose their sting on you. That is why that Prajahati Yata Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan in the 2nd chapter, final Sthita Prajna Lakshanam, Bhagavan told, Prajahati Yata Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan. Whatever that comes into your mind, just start looking at themselves like a movie. Then whether it is good or bad or ugly, it will come and go. It will not have an impact on you because you are observing them. You are not identifying with them. I should not look at a thought as sukha or a thought as dukkha for me. A thought is a thought, that's all. Okay, kadachidhu kadakila adanal indha mari nadandhu ellame oru events. It's all prajahati yatha kaman, just a movie madi. Adha paakradhukana oru prajna erpadanum. For that you must discover something very very uplifting in you, your reality. Adukku basic understanding, you must already done the inquiry. Who am I? The question must have already started. You have to start that journey first. Then if I am other than my mind, body, senses, and sukha, dukkha, and all that, sukha, dukkha will not have that much of an impact on you because you are away from that. That is precisely what we have to. The inquiry should begin there. Fundamental problem. That's why this introduction, the Gita itself, Swamiji told, what are your fundamental problems? You want to be happy. You want to be happy in any situation. You want to be alive all the time. Whether you want to be alive all the time, whether the body is born on a particular day, it's going definitely go in a given day. What is constant is coming and going. So when coming and going is constant, is very definite. How can you say I want to be there forever and I am going to be afraid of any illness and all that? That means our way of looking at our life totally attached to the body is wrong. Second thing, I want to be happy all the time. Well, for a happiness to be there all the time, whatever I have acquired should remain with me all the time, which is not possible because everything comes in time, goes in time. So it is also a non-starter. That sort of thinking also is a non-starter. So the happiness, that longevity, all those things, whatever we are thinking fundamentally, it does not seem to have in consonance with the reality. Then what is the reality? That is where we have to start the inquiry. Second chapter, first chapter, you have to go through it again and look at it again. See what the talks about. What is our research? What are we looking for in life? Okay, whatever we are doing, we do. In the sense we cannot stop it. That it goes on. Nimitta matram bhava, the phenomenal life will go on. Wherever you are, whatever situation is there, whatever faculties are there, you have to apply in your job or house and all that, that will go on. But in terms of fundamentally asking this question, for me to be happy, what is it that doesn't make me happy? I'm doing all these things. That question, that again you have to go through the second chapter, introduction of Gita by Swamiji, Krishna, Bhagavan's introduction, and see what exactly our identification with our body mind. Shankara says our identification with body mind and all its travails is our major problem. If I am not identified with my body mind, what am I? And that is easy, which I am trying to tell you. As of now, when we are talking, I know that what is happening. We are discussing that what is happening in my mind. I am not satisfied. I am satisfied. Body, there is a pain here, there is a pain there. I am seeing all that. What I see is other than what I am. I cannot totally identify with what I see and what I feel as I. It cannot be. That is where the fundamental inquiry has to happen. I am not what I feel and what I see, what pain I have. That means what am I? If I am not my mind, if I am not my body, then what am I? And that you are is definite. You don't have to ask anybody else. You are. Only that what you are, you don't know. You have been already identifying all along, identifying your body, mind, name, fame, Aadhaar card and all that. Automatically. By society, by yourself, without inquiring, you have been doing that. You have to ask that fundamental question. What am I? Shastra says, you are the being, a awareful being, which we have been discussing. Desa kala vastu aparichinnam. Satyam jnanam anantam dharma. All day, okay. You simply start with awareful being. I am a being, as I have told before also. Human being, human is only an adjective. Being is the reality. That in our own language we say, I am the human being. What is that being? Being, in a simple English language, being is just the dhatu, just the isness, which you know, I am. I don't have to ask anybody, I am is enough. I am so and so comes later. I am. That I am, I must be alert to that understanding. I am. This is what I want to know. What is this I am? What is this I am? How much of the being? What is the quality of the being? Automatically you will know the being does not have any coordinates like time, space, object. It's not even an object. Because whatever is object is my body, mind, senses, which I have already discounted. Then my being is what? Being is timeless, spaceless, objectless. And being, naturally it cannot be cut, it cannot be thrown away, it cannot be discarded, it cannot be improved upon, it cannot be negated. And that is what I want to be. That being alone I want to be. Since I have disowned my reality, I am looking for it outside. Let me start owning it up. Let me be. That once your understanding is that Shraddha, that is called Sattva Shraddha. Once that Shraddha is there, automatically in your meditation you just be. And there are a lot of meditative books are there, texts are there. I can also initiate on certain meditation, which will tell you that you are just a being, awareful being. And any thought that comes, you start observing. Any noise that comes from outside in meditation, observe it. I observe the noise. I, the being, observes the noise. I, the being, observes the thought. I, the being, observe the noise. I, the being, observe the thought that comes between two silences. Two modules of silence, I get a thought. I observe the thought. Thought goes away. I am the being. Being can be substituted by Rama. Atma Rama. Atma is Rama. Ramyam. Rama means Ramyam. Happiness. Atma. Atma Rama. Rama. Ram. 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 In between two Ramas also, you are only there. The being is there. The silence is there. Start observing that. That way, you will start knowing that all the shantam, all the happiness, all your tranquility which you want to gain by doing this, by going to this temple, by doing this chanting, by doing this puja, by acquiring this car, by acquiring this house, acquiring this relationship, all that is simply for just the being, just to be, which I am right now. Why can't I just be? Just be. Just be. Just be. Do this. Every day do this, morning, evening. If you have satyata in this, if you have really truly feel this being is my reality, you own it up, you claim it. And then go out and do things what you are supposed to do. Automatically it will happen. Your talent will get channelized. Your worship will get channelized. Not all those things are already happening. It's not that you are doing. Like even you are eating. In eating, what you are doing? Just putting the food in the mouth. Everything else is done by everyone else. Somebody grows the vegetables. Somebody brings it. Somebody cooks it. Somebody puts on the plate. Even the plate is made by somebody. The Bhagavan has given you a hand which will put the food in the mouth exactly. Even if you are in the dark, you don't put the food in the ears. You put it in your mouth. So it's happening automatically. It's not, you are not doing anything great. Okay. So when digestion, it happens. So 99% of what you think you are doing, most important activity in life, eating, is done, 99% is done by the phenomena. Then what you are trying to tell that I am doing? The keenly being. Doing is done by Bhagavan in that scheme of things. That is the surrender. That understanding, to this understanding you should surrender. And just be. This is precisely the whole Shastra is all about.
Start thinking every day.
Yeah, let us do that. In the sense, you have to be very, very honest in this pursuit. There is no escape. If you are escaping from yourself. So, and very simple. In the sense, at the end of the day, it is a reality which nobody can take it away from you. You are meant for that. You have come here for that. Everything else is phenomenal. You are only nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. You are just an instrument. Your body, mind, senses are only a subset of the body, mind, senses called the world. It is all in the movement of Nataraja. It's all happening. You are just an instrument. Surrender this body, mind, senses to Nataraja. Let things happen. Your buddhi also is given with certain talent, not all talent. If you know physics, you don't know chemistry. If you know English, you don't know Sanskrit. So all these things are given to you for a particular purpose for which you have come with your karma and this year. You have to exhaust it and go away. That is that is taken care of your janma, body, mind, senses. It has been mechanical all along. We've been living that life. So Bhagavan has been taking care of that. Okay, keep you sane till the time you come to this understanding. Now once you shift your focus, your understanding is just to be, it doesn't take anything. Because even Bhagavan does not interfere with it. Because he is also very clearly he has told. But what he told in the 4th chapter, Vatara, Ajopi Sanna, Abhyaya Atma Pisanna, Bhutanam Ishwaro Pisanna. Ajopi Sanna, you are also not born, not gone. You are just the being. Abhyaya Atma Pisanna. body, mind, senses, Abhyaya do not belong to Atma. They belong to the subset called the world, Jagat. Abhyaya Atma Bisanna, Bhutanam Ishwaro Bisanna. If Abhyaya Atma, Ajopi Sanna is Bhutanam Ishwaro, that is what you are also. Your Atma is the same as Abhyaya Atma and Ajopi. Atma is what Ishwara, Ishwara Surupam. So once you identify yourself with Ishwara Surupam in meditation and your understanding, Bhagavan does not do anything. He just takes care of your yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Bhagavan told very clearly. Yata pravritti bhutanam yena sarvam itam tatam sukarmana tam abhyarche siddhim vindadi manavan irundaka avanukku ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paripasade nanum bhagavanum vera illa nenikra alukku ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paripasade tesham nitya yuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham avanoda yoga thiyum ksemathiyum அவனோட பண்ண வேண்டிய கர்மா அவன் என்ன என்ஜாய் பண்ண வேண்டிய எல்லாமே ஐ டேக் கேர் ஆஃப். இந்த சென்ஸ் வாட் யூ ஜஸ்ட் பெயர் நினைச்சுக்கிறது தான். ரெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம் யூ பி ஜஸ்ட் பி அனன்ய பக்தி. திஸ் இஸ் அனன்ய பக்தி. அனன்ய பக்தி இஸ் பீயிங் வித் யுவர் செல்ஃப் இன் ஐடென்டிக்கல் வித் ஈஸ்வரா. This is precisely what the whole focus of the Shastra and the Yoga is. That there we should have that Shraddha. That is what we are talking about. Okay, we will see tomorrow.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namaha Hari Om.